All right. Well, good evening to everybody. I'm hoping that those that want to join us have joined us. If any arrive late and have missed anything of importance, then of course we will, as always, be recording this event. And just to notify you, for copy purposes, this event is being recorded. And we expect this event to last something in the region of half an hour. I don't like to make these too long. We would like to make a video out of this and circulate that. So I'll try and keep this very much to the point. There are just one or two announcements that I would like to make in connection with the event tonight and activities around it. So connected with the graduation is the directory page, which we will be releasing formally in the next day or two. Cheo and I are busy working on it. And what we will do is we will then have that graduation, the directory page. We will circulate via LinkedIn, and we will give it quite a wide circulation, targeting in particular attorneys' firms. So that should give quite nice exposure to all of you who have graduated. It's part of the process which we are unfolding at the South African Medico-Legal Reports. What we've done up to this evening is we have brought on board, as you all well know, initially an intermediate expert witness training course, and then that was then followed by this particular course being the advanced expert witness training course. And we've been very pleased with the response. We've been very pleased with the take up on the advanced course from the intermediate course. And then in many other signals, some formal, more informally, that we are getting certain things right. There are certain things, of course, we need to improve on. This is very much groundbreaking work. And this group has, as you know, you are very special to me. And you will always be, because this is the groundbreaking group. And even this event is a groundbreaking event. We're learning so much out of everything that we do together with you guys, because it's our first event, and we really try to learn quickly and then implement and improve. But that's the first phase. And what we will be now introducing is an introductory course. So we're going to take the content that we used in the intermediate and the advanced course, and we are going to improve on that in the sense that we are going to make it more practically focused. So everything that you guys learned, we're going to bring in then a practical component, which will be very much skills-based, and that will start now with an introductory course. We'll then go to intermediate and then to advanced course again. So that we will start working on properly within the next day or two. So we just want to get this course out the way, and then we will launch the content of that course. At the same time, the other development is that we are now starting to work closely with attorneys' firms. And that is part of the reason why we're going to be distributing the contents of the directory to the attorneys' firms, because we want to expand our reach. Up to now, we focused on expert witnesses, and this has been really the apex group of the experts. Now we will be expanding our reach into the legal profession and dealing with attorneys' firms. So what does that mean for the group, this fantastic group of people that I've got to know actually quite well? Many of you actually, some of you very well. Dirk Pretorius is not here this evening. He can't make it. He's on a flight between Joburg and Cape Town. But there are people like Dirk, like Pam. There are too many to mention. I shouldn't even have mentioned any, because you've all been so special to me as we have rolled out this program. And what I must just honestly, I've found so inspiring about working with this group has been the commitment to professionalism. And, you know, that's the golden thread that runs through this work and that runs through all of our practices as professionals. We have sacrificed a lot to become professionals. Our parents sacrificed a lot to put us through varsity. We've then taken up the cudgels typically and carried on that work and what's been inbred into us by our parents, and then absorbed it from our peers. And over now, most of the people in this group, over decades and over now a professional lifetime, you know, we've all individually honored those values. And you know that I say often that to me, the professional class in any country is a tremendously valuable asset, because it consists of human beings that are prepared to invest in themselves for the long term and to make tremendous sacrifices, and families make tremendous sacrifices to get us into that position where we can put doctor or advocate or attorney or whatever your particular delegation, mediator, whatever it happens to be, in front of or behind your name. And it's a tremendous source of pride for me to call myself an advocate. I'm honored to belong to what I regard as a noble profession. I know that the legal profession gets kicked around in jokes and what have you, but it is so critical to the proper functioning of society, and it actually stands on the boundary between chaos and order. And properly, the legal system should always promote order, and we need to guard it and uphold it and uplift it. It's far from perfect. We all know that. I will have my criticisms when appropriate, but actually overall it is so critical, because without law and regulation of our society, we would simply have anarchy, and then we would have nothing else. And then, of course, we work very closely with our sister profession, the broader medical healthcare profession, and we are very, very sort of pleased to be working with them and honored to be working with them. A noble profession. I've got to know the healthcare medical profession well. They are definitely cut from a different cloth. Lawyers and doctors are different types of human beings, in my view, but we both have very important contributions to make to society. So that is really, what I wanted to say as a preamble. Where I really got an insight into this group and the individuals in the group was when I interviewed you. And it was a tremendously humbling experience for me. I didn't realize the quality and the caliber of human being and professional that we were dealing with in this group until I had the opportunity to engage one-on-one with you for 20 or 25 minutes. And the point of the interviews was to honor you as professionals, and I believe that came through very strongly. So we will also promote those interviews. The directory of experts there are about 4 that have come on board late. So we will attend to the finalizing of the directory. It's close to being final. We'll finalize that, just the last logistical aspects of it, early in the morning tomorrow. And then we will then disseminate that directory, and we will then take it from there. What I would like to do this evening is to just go through the list of individuals, and I'd like to give you each an opportunity to please just keep it to a minute or so, because we must be mindful of time and respect each other's time. But if you can just say half a minute to a minute, I will after a minute cut you off. But if you can just give us half a minute, I'll give you 10 seconds warning. Just talk to us briefly about just whatever you would like to say about your experience or as a professional. Just say a few words to the group and contribute in that way. And then, each one of you has passed with flying colors. I at one point thought, maybe I've made the tests and the questions too easy, and I reviewed those questions, and I don't think so. Those questions were absolutely pitched correctly. I think it's just an indication we've got a very strong group, and it's been an absolute pleasure working with you. But I'm going to then, I see there are a lot of names here which have Chase and Claire. I think those must have joined from the link that Jane put on now. But can we just, as the next exercise, can I just ask everybody to please rename themselves? If you've got Chase and Claire as a name, can you please rename yourself so that I can see who we've got here? And if you don't know how to do that, you just put your your mouse over wherever your name should be, and then that should come up. I suppose, yeah. If you can do that. If you can't do that, then I will just go through the list of names, and then people can just unmute themselves and speak. But can we maybe just start then with? Can we please start with Ashley? Let's just see if Ashley, can you just unmute yourself, please?
Good evening, Advocate Dutton.
Hi, Ashley. Lovely to chat to you again. And yeah, I'm glad to see that everything's working technically. In other words, you can unmute yourself. But Ashley, it's been a pleasure to get to know you now on the advanced training course. And I'd actually forgotten, but you hadn't joined us. Am I right in saying for the intermediate course?
Unfortunately not.
Yeah, your performance was so good that I assumed that that you'd done the courses. Only when I checked the records that I realized that you hadn't. You reminded me. Anyway, Ashley, would you like to just say a few words for up to a minute? Just on maybe just introduce yourself briefly for the first 20 or 30 seconds, and then just say a few words, anything you'd like to say about the course or experience, and just contribute to the group that way. Thanks, Ashley.
Of course. Good evening, everybody. My name is Ashley Maharaj, and I'm an occupational therapist. I am extremely passionate about medical legal work, and hence very drawn to this course and the wonderful work being done by Advocate Dutton. I would just like to thank Advocate Dutton for the opportunity to engage in this course and more so be able to actually apply the knowledge that we already have and are building on in such an amazing manner, in such a confident way. I think as a medical legal expert, we always second guessing ourselves, and the ability to learn from somebody that's in the thick of things is something that we don't get very often. So thank you so much for your unwavering support, and rest assured I will be on many other courses going forward. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashley. Fantastic. Yeah, no, it's great always to engage with you and with everybody. But yeah, that's you make some very important points, and that the point about confidence, really what that one of the key values that we have is that we try to impart confidence to whoever's taking these courses by better understanding the practical, the theoretical and the practical. And so that's key. And once you know what you're doing, that confidence will come through automatically. Thank you so much, Ashley. And I look forward to seeing you on future courses. All right. Now, I'm almost afraid to ask Lorna Ferguson, are you on? I know there was, as usual, a little bit of a palaver with you joining. Are you on now? Unmute yourself if you are. Right. Okay. I've got Lorna saying on the advanced group that she's on, but I'm not hearing from her. So let's just move on.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Lorna, hello. Yes.
How's
You've come up as Chase Sinclair. As we've got many Chase Sinclair was very actively involved in this training session. Nice to chat to you, Lorna. Do you want to put your video on, or are you not presentable?
I'm perfectly presentable. I'm fully clothed.
Oh, well, right. That's not quite what I demanded.
Okay. Just let me look where it says video on. Right. There we go.
Okay. Yeah.
Video on.
There we go. Righto. Yeah. Okay. Good. We can sort of make you out, Lorna. That's perfect.
It says webcam access attempt here. Allow access.
Okay.
Can you see me?
I could see you. It's now gone. But you were sort of looked like you were in quite a dark room. Oh, there we go. Fantastic.
Here I am.
Yes, hello, Lorna.
How's it, Ian? And hi to everybody else as well.
Lorna, so I don't know whether you had joined the meeting, but the format is that I've just said a few sort of introductory words, and then I'd like to give everybody a minute to just firstly just introduce yourself briefly, because there are people here that don't know you. We've got some guests on, and remind the others of who you are, your profession, and your interest, and then just say a few general words. But I'll give you a minute, and then I'll cut you off.
Okay. Well, hello, everybody. I'm an attorney. I think I'm the only attorney graduating tonight. I must say, medico-legal, this medico-legal course has really grabbed my interest, you know. I mean, I'm normally a family lawyer and a labor lawyer, and I had the opportunity because a quadriplegic client approached me and said, would I try and get him compensation from the hospital? And with great enthusiasm, I said yes, and then realized that I didn't really know what I was doing. So I approached Ian because I saw an advert, and not an advert, you know, a notice, and I started with the intermediate course, and I absolutely loved it. The thing that I loved so much about it as an attorney was that Ian was applying common law to the expert witness program that he was teaching us, and it was absolutely superb. And then from there, I went on to the advanced course, And I'm extraordinarily thrilled with myself, I must say. I think Ian must be extraordinarily thrilled with everybody on the group. But anyway, this is the first time I've ever passed anything summa cum laude. And so I'm bursting with pride. And I think this is the best thing that I've done for absolutely ages. It was intellectually stimulating. It was enjoyable. I met colleagues and made friends with Ian and have had wonderful support from Che and etc. And I'm delighted to be here graduating. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you so much, Lorna. Yeah, thanks very much. And yes, I just do want to say that this has been an incredibly strong group. And you've been it really a dream group for me, because when I put this program together, I couldn't honestly have asked for more as far as the caliber and the support. And you can already hear it this evening, what a fantastic group of professionals and human beings we've actually got here. So thank you so much for those kind words, Lorna, and very interesting. And I'm glad that, most importantly, I'm glad that you got a lot out of the training.
Oh, yes, I most certainly. Very, very intellectually satisfying. I've loved it.
Thank you very much. All right, Delhi, we've already done a greeting with you, but won't you please just show you. Hello, Delhi, how are you? Lovely to see you again.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Hi, Delhi.
I first came across Ian when I was looking for the quantum guidelines, and it was still in the making. If you can ask me what I was doing then, I would not be able to say what I was doing until I was an expert. I thought being a professional is good enough, but being an expert professional that Ian has turned us is very, very excellent, and I am grateful for that. So for me, being an expert doesn't stop. You carry on. CPD, you continuously improve and apply and grow. So thank you very much for being the avenue where I can be both a professional and expert. And thank you, colleagues and classmates, for the contributions that we're making when Ian was contributing, and together we can make it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Delhi. Jan, I couldn't agree with you more. And I think you raise a very important point there about colleagues. We are here honoring the individuals, of course, and your path in life. But it's always remembered, it's so important that you're part of a broader professional community. And we are very, very privileged and honored in the most appropriate way to belong to the professional community in South Africa and worldwide as well, and I think it's so important to remember your peers and your colleagues, because they lift us up. They show us the way. That when we were younger, they taught us. They still teach us. Sometimes the young people teach us now, but especially with IT. But anyway, and I brought that challenge to everybody. So, but it is a very important point. Thank you so much, Delhi. All right, let's have a look at the next one. It's actually Dirk is supposed to be next. As I say, Dirk is on a flight, so he can't make it. But it's been, I'll just say in Dirk's stead, that it's been a real pleasure, having Dirk join us. He's been intellectually very stimulating, and he's just been an all-round nice guy and a great person. And I think he's a very important member of the team and this group, as we all are. So just Dirk would have loved to have been here, but he has professional commitments. All right, the next one is Paroshni Pillai. Paroshni, won't you please just say some words? And I just want to say that every single member of this group got at least summa cum laude. Now that is phenomenal, okay? But there were some that came very close to getting 100%, and there's one person that got 100%. So that was not you, Paroshni. You came very close. You were literally one question, one mark away from 100%. So fantastic performance. But I think there are a few people that I'm going to just give special mention to. And you are one of them, Paroshni. Just a phenomenal performance, and also it's been a real pleasure working with you. What a pleasant person. But anyway, let me give you your time. I won't say anything more. It's up to you now.
Thank you, Ian. It's also my first time, so I was very excited to pass at this level. So thank you so much. I just want to say good evening, Advocate Ian Dutton and colleagues. I am Paroshni Pillay. I'm an occupational therapist. I want to take this opportunity to say a heartfelt thank you to Ian for initiating and providing an invaluable training program that empowers you to attend pre-trials, attend court, and speak with confidence and super knowledge in the legal fraternity. The cause has provided us with practical, simple, user-friendly information, and his level of confidence, energy, and motivation has certainly done justice to this program. I've been in the medical legal industry for about 17 years, and starting out, there was nobody to help you along or to provide such valuable information. And now, knowing that therapists are starting out and have this information, it's absolutely incredible. So thank you so much. I can go on, but I'm not going to. I really appreciate everything, and I look forward to learning more and more all the time. Knowledge is power, and you certainly give us that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paroshni. That's very inspirational. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to move then to Tlangelani Hobiani. Are you here, Tlangelani?
Yes, Advocate.
Yes, there you are. Hello, how are you? There we go. Lovely. Okay, great.
I'm good. And
Tlangelani, you must also, you're another one I'm going to have to give a special mention to. You were in the same category as Paroshni. You were 1 mark away. Literally, there's a group of you. There's 1, 2, 3. I'm just looking at it now. 4 that were 1 mark away from perfection, but you still, summa cum laude is a phenomenal achievement. So please, it's your time.
Yes, thank you, Advocate. Good evening, colleagues. As someone who's new to the medical legal field, it was kind of a daunting to do the reports. And having been encouraged by one of my colleagues, an occupational therapist, once I started, I couldn't stop. And the way Advocate structured his lectures, they were easy to follow and easy to understand. And I will say that, I've gained so much knowledge from understanding my role as an expert witness. So it moved from theory to practical. So having gained the theoretical and the practical part of applying the skills that we learned during the lectures, that has been amazing. From understanding your role as an expert, from preparing your reports, preparation for the trials, joint minutes, and going into court, appearing in court, how you should handle yourself when you go to court, what to expect from the judge and the other team. So that has been amazing. And I will say that, thank you for allowing us to draw knowledge from you, Advocate, and I'm looking forward to learning from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tlangelani. Thank you. Thanks very much. You're well spoken. The next one, I must just tell you that the first one that was 1 point away was Dirk Pretorius. So I didn't mention that when I mentioned his name, but he's one of those. And then the fourth one actually is, so I'm not correct. There weren't 4 that were 1 point away. There were 3 that was 1 point away, and there's 1 that wasn't 1 point away. She was perfect, and we will get to her in due course. But anyway, I'll leave you in suspense. This is how they do it on YouTube, don't they? Anyway, Tlangelani, thank you so much. Fumani, are you here? Fumani Baloyi? All right. If Fumani,
yes,
there
I
we
am.
go.
I'm here.
Okay, excellent.
Yes.
Hi, Fumani. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks yourself, Ian.
Yeah, great to chat to you again, eh?
No problem. Thanks.
Okay, Fumani, it's your time.
Okay. I'm Fumani Baloyi. I'm a general medical practitioner based in Pretoria and also in Polokwane. So I'm mostly focused on the RAF medical legal assessments, and I'm also a certified independent medical examiner, certified by the American Board of Independent Medical Examiners. So what I would like to say about the course that we've been engaging in is that it gave me a lot of insight into how to approach court appearances, court etiquette, and how to basically prepare for your court appearances and how to actually prepare your reports beforehand in case you're called into court to testify as an expert witness. So I think it has really given me a bit of more knowledge and more preparation to actually know how to actually approach the whole court situation and how to act as an expert witness and how you're expected to conduct yourself in court as well as your counsels who are instructing you to appear in court. So I'd like to pass my gratitude to you, Ian, for the course and for the opportunity. I really enjoyed it. And thank you so much for the opportunity.
It was a great pleasure. Thank you very much, Fumani. Yeah. And, so gratifying to hear all these words of this is what I was hoping for when I designed this course and put it together. I've been in court the whole day today. And, when you go into that forum, it is so formal and potentially so intimidating that you do need to know the steps of the dance, in order to be able to perform properly. And then, of course, there's the substantive side of it, like with the actual what you're saying. But just the aura, the atmosphere of court. Every time I go, it I'm reminded I've been doing this for 30 years now, so it's not as intimidating as it once was. But there's always a little spark, and if you know what you're doing, it certainly helps you to be able to perform your duties as a professional within that context and to do service to your client and to the broader public. Next one, Sarika Sumaru. Sarika, I see you are here. Can you please just take a video and make a video open and unmute yourself? Hi, Sarika.
Hi, can you hear me?
There we go. Hi, how are you?
Good, and you, Advocate Dutton?
Good, great to see you again.
Okay. All right, so when I got into this medical legal work about 12 years ago, I was literally thrown in the deep end. And, all I ever knew to do was just be a physio and do physio-related things in this lonely road of medical legal world. And it felt very lonely. This experience and this course it's great to network, to communicate not only with like professions, but related professions, and more importantly, understanding the legal world. And in my career, I've been in the box about 5 times, and 4 out of the 5 times it was a very good experience. But I wanted to bat 5 out of 5 times, and hence my interest in the course. And attending the course has really been the icing on the cake for me. And Advocate Dutton, I think you've presented the course with such intellect, wisdom, and expertise. You are so easy to listen to, and this is such a plus to absorb any material that you put forth. And I've attended, I think, the beginner's course, intermediate, as well as the expert course, and it has certainly refined my skills as an expert witness. From the moment that I'm being briefed to the report writing, joint minutes, pre-trials, I picked up pearls of wisdom as I went along. And it was having that 12-year experience and going through it in a lonely way. I just found it very enriching. It's not only lonely, it's a busy and stressful road as well. So that is why when you said, oh God, assignment and all of that, I was like, when am I going to get it all in? But thank you very much. I really enjoyed it, and I definitely will be back for related course material.
Thank you so much, Sarika. Yeah, and I must just make mention to all of you who found the time in your busy practices to complete those assignments and not just complete the assignments, but to traverse the technicalities of the IT software program, which I think is going to be phenomenal. But again, this group, you guys are the icebreakers. You I'm not going to call you the guinea pigs, but you're the frontier, you're the pioneers. And it really has been working through some of the challenges, things that may have seemed obvious, but which needed attention, certain things of a more technical nature which needed attention, but just the forbearance of this group and the patience and the overwhelming support has really been good. All right, let's just move now. Gitesh, are you here? Gitesh,
yes,
hi, yes, there you are. I remember seeing you.
Hi,
hi, Gitesh, lovely to see you. How are you this evening?
Very good, thanks.
Yeah, good. You're right, Gitesh. You're going to tell us one of your stories.
Good evening to everybody. First of all, I just want to thank you, Ian, and the other teachers on this course. I mean, it was an absolutely incredible course. Like everybody said, the knowledge that we gained, both theoretical and practical, was invaluable. And I would recommend this to any medical allied professions and legal professions. I think I told you when we did the basic course, I said the understanding that I had of medical legal matters, looking at it from a medical point of view, was very different from looking at it from a legal point of view. And to bridge that two is the most important thing. And I think that's what the course was all about for me. It was giving me an understanding of the legal understanding of medical legal work, and trying and divorcing the science, because we look at it purely from a scientific point of view. So that was absolutely incredible. But I think everybody has mentioned this. You've made this course so easy to assimilate. The principles that you always stress are absolutely invaluable. And it's really been a change for me. I've been in private practice for 40 years now. But you had to go and look at it from the legal point of view. So that's been absolutely great. And I must thank you for that, Ian. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Gitesh. And just on that, you raise a very important point. I unashamedly, I have a legal background. I have been working with experts for 30 years, and I love working. And I have always, from day one, I've enjoyed working with experts because I found it tremendously intellectually challenging and stimulating, and moving into somebody else's domain I found particularly enjoyable and rewarding when you get it right. It can go wrong, and those are the challenges, as even Sarika knows with her 20% challenging appearance. But that is, sometimes you learn the most from when things don't go right. But Gitesh, on your point, we come from it from the legal perspective. In other words, we look very closely at what the judges say, as you will all know. These are not just my thoughts and my musings on what should be done. This is what the courts and the judges are telling us. This must happen and that must not happen. And so we try to tie it very closely in that way and keep that's an intellectual discipline and a professional discipline, so that what we're hoping to provide you with at the end of the day is, what do the courts expect from experts? That really, in a nutshell, and how to do it. Those two things. What do they expect, which is the more theoretical, and how to deliver, which is the more practical. All right, let's move on. Andre van Rooyen. Andre, are you here this evening? Right. Andre, give me a second or two. I can't tell because we've got so many chasing Claires around. All right, Khomotso Majeke. If Andre is here, then just, let me know. But Khomotso, let's hear from you.
Yes.
There we go. There we go. Hello, Khomotso. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you, Advocate Dutton?
Very well, thank you, Khomotso Majeke.
I
misspelled your name, Majeke, right?
Yes, it's correct. Yeah, you corrected it. Yes.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yes. Good evening, colleagues. I am Khomotso Majeke. I am an industrial psychologist. I've had exposure in dealing with PRASA and REF claims, acting as an earnings expert. But I must say, before I attended this course, I had never been, even to this date, I haven't been to court. And I was always a bit nervous about what the experience would be. How do I prepare for appearance in front of a judge? But after I attended the mock trial and I was able to ask questions and listen to colleagues asking questions, I feel more confident. I feel I can actually prepare myself to successfully appear in front of a judge and make a contribution to the court, as we have been taught. And I must say, Advocate Dutton, thank you so much for, I think you overextended yourself throughout, because you are in court and then we are sending you messages, we are calling you. and you are always available. If you don't have an extended period of time, you'll say, just give me 2 minutes, give me so much time, I'll get back to you. And you really do that. So thank you so much for that. You have made the learning experience so easy, so enjoyable. That is really appreciated from my side. And not only to you, but to Chair as well, Chair. Because if you are not there, she would be available to respond, to advise. That made the learning experience for myself so enjoyable and easy.
Thank you so much, Komotso. Don't tell the judges, but a lot of those texts were sent from court on my phone, which they may not be 100% happy with me for doing that. But anyway, I thought I've been around long enough now. I can get away with
my lips are sealed.
Certain little things. Anyway, thank you so much, Komotso. Okay, Rihanna. Rihanna has prayers, so she has. She's advised me that previously. I just want to, and I will obviously make the recording available for Rihanna. She specifically asked for that, but we'll make the recording available generally. But just I want to mention Rihanna and just honor her professionalism and commitment. She's been a real pleasure to work with. I've got to know her quite well, and she's quite a live wire. So Rihanna, when you watch this video, thank you so much, and you're very much part of the group. And even in absentia, you are present. All right. Marlies van der Walt. Marlies, are you here? Hi, Marlies. How are you?
Yes, Ian, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good, and you?
Good. Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm just going to put off my video because I'm driving, but I'm an industrial psychologist. I'm working at a mental health hospital on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yeah, for me, it was a very personalized experience. And I enjoyed the mock trial, to see, it provided me with a frame of reference. All the mistakes and how the clinical psychologists tried to form an opinion on future losses and future earnings, past and future losses and earnings. So it was very insightful because it gave me a framework, and I've also not been in court, so that's something that makes me very nervous. But with the mock trial, it provided me with a frame of reference on what type of questions I ask and how I construct my reports and how you can do it better. Because for me, that was the whole purpose, is to just check what I'm putting in my reports and how I can improve it, and then also how I can provide the court or assist the court in making a decision. So very insightful. I love all the courses that you provide because you learn so much. And you use easy language, especially for us, psychologists. We don't know law, but for me it was very, very insightful. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Marlies. Yeah, that's that we do. I do try to keep the language quite straightforward, and part of the test for myself is I always test myself, and maybe this we can all think about in our use of languages, that if my thinking isn't clear, then my speaking or my written words will not be clear. And it's one of the things I looked for in the essays is the clarity of thought is one of the categories that I marked you on. And I must say, across the board, there were very, very few that didn't tick the box as far as clarity of thought is concerned. But yes, it takes a bit of work intellectually to get clarity of thought. These days, we're so used to switching off when we're in front of a screen, but you actually have to learn to engage your brain as well. All right, let's have a look then at the next one. Franelise Hofmeyer. Are you here, Franelise?
I am. Can you hear me?
Hi, Franelise. Nice to chat to you.
I'm just blurring the background, which will be the roster for cleaning the pet cages and the 9 times table. So if anybody wants to check up on that,
I should have left the background on it. We would have added a bit of spice. Yeah. Anyway, hi, Franelise. Yeah, please go ahead.
All right, I'm Franlies Hofmeyer. I'm an obstetrician practicing at Christian Barnard Hospital in Cape Town. And I've been doing the medical legal work for also about 10 years. And I have thoroughly enjoyed the course, and mostly the practical application and the focus on logical reasoning. So, I mean, Dr. Ramprasad said pointed out the difference between medical field and the legal field. And not to say lawyers don't have feelings, but I think medicine is often very emotively driven. And it's very difficult for doctors, especially when they sit in a hot seat, to disengage. And that focus on the logical reasoning, the fact that things are supposed to make sense, take you from thought A to thought B, that was absolutely fabulous. And thank you for the practical focus of the course, making things, especially the format of the report and so on. It just helps us to refine the finer little points in our work. And I've really enjoyed it and appreciate all the effort you've put in, Ian. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Franlies. Yeah, just a comment on that logical reasoning. I don't know if you watched, I think it was the latest tutorial I did a week ago, where I looked at logos, pathos, and ethos as the three pillars. Lawyers do have hearts. They are in there somewhere. And there is scope, even within law, there is scope for the human side. So, but it's how you present it. The logic obviously dominates, but you do have to tell a story, and you do have to engage the decision makers. You have to engage their emotions without becoming histrionic or irrational about it. And there's a particular skill. And then to me, it's a question of getting the balance right, and storytelling and chronology are two important skills that you can develop to bring that more human side. So we're not as human as the doctors, but we are somewhat. All right, let's have a look then at the next one. Now there were a couple. There were a few people that came on board a little later in the day. Sunette, are you here? When I say that, I mean only in respect of the directory entry, Sunette. I don't mean in respect of the course at all. But I'm delighted that you did. There was a group of 4. Franlies was one, you're another. So won't you please just and I'm delighted you did, Sunette, because I've had quite a few interactions with you, and they've been very stimulating and most pleasant. So please share your thoughts.
Good evening, Ian and colleagues. I just want to commend you, Ian, for the initiative. I found the course to be knowledgeable, well-informed. I think you equipped us, refocused us to know what our role as experts are, to ensure that the factual information that we provide to the court are accurate and relevant, that we can actually assist the court and help. I think that being an expert is quite a lonely profession, like you, my colleagues all know. And I think that you did our self-esteem very well. Thank you for that. I think your personality fits the cause, the way that you present it. You are an engaging individual, accommodating all of us, and thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Sunette. Yes, I find it easy to engage with this group, as you know. You're my shining stars. Anyway, all right. Let's see. The next one is Luyanda Mapekula. Luyanda, are you present?
Yes, just coming now.
Yes, I can hear you. There we go. Hi, Luyanda. How are you?
Yes. Oh, hi, Ian and colleagues. Good evening. It's such a pleasure to actually sit here and know that I'm graduating, because when I started out, I wasn't sure of, if I was really, I think, good enough for this course. More especially, I think I'd related to being an expert with some form of of anxiety that I really didn't deserve that title. But since I've basically been through this course, I've actually, identified with being an expert in the true sense of the word. And just a little bit of my background: I'm a clinical psychologist and have a previous experience as a social worker in a mental health setting. So I think that experience basically has broadened my understanding. But I think doing the medical legal work, I think since I graduated in about 20 odd years above, it actually been, quite a journey. Now coming into this course has been, sometimes you actually have quite you have quite overlearned material, but then you actually don't realize the gaps that you actually have, that they are actually so huge. And I think the course in itself actually allowed me to learn about the gaps, and also I think to position myself, I think in relation basically to the legal framework, and also integrate that understanding and make use of it. I think in the way that you have put it, that you actually are an officer of the court. I also, thank you for the way that you have presented it. And one can actually observe that when you present it, it actually flows out of you. It's actually like in your hard drive. You don't really think about what you're saying. You are it, if I can put it that way. So that actually, and also humanized it. And I think I like the fact that when you humanize it, you're working with people and being basically, next to the, travel to the Transkei, and where you need you actually to understand the frame of the person that you are actually collecting data for the court. You actually have to do the groundwork and be where they are. And the values also that you put in the beginning, that is actually value rooted, and you actually also paying attention to detail and being concise when you do the reports, and also sequencing your thoughts. More especially, I think also when you actually saying that when you round it up, it must actually be complete, it must make sense, and it must be quite clear. Those actually have been the very, very, times when I actually thought that this actually makes sense, and I can't really wait to integrate more of that, the courses that are actually coming through. Thank you very much. And also it's been a pleasure, being part of the multidisciplinary, professionals that are actually, that's just knowing that how we actually have people that are so, achieve so much in their careers. In my retirement, I'm thinking that I really don't want to retire, because this is such a very, very rare opportunity. And I really thank you very much, and also my colleagues.
Thank you so much, Luyanda. Yeah, I just want to pick up on where the humanize. I think it's a very, very good word for what I was trying to say on the ethos side of it. The pathos side of it. So that if you could, the emotion is wrong. It's to humanize. I think you put that very well, Luyanda. I totally agree with that aspect, and about the interdisciplinary nature of the participants on the course. Then I'm just going to have a look at Frida Masipa. Are you here, Frida?
Yes, I am here.
Ah, there we go. Hi, Frida.
Hello, Ian.
Ah, good.
Good evening, colleagues. And good evening, Ian. Hi. Can you hear me?
Frida? Yes, perfectly.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. My name is Frida Masipa. I'm an educational psychologist practicing from Pretoria. I am so happy to have attended this course. And I'm happy for graduating. I have since graduated many years ago. And the excitement of graduation returned and reminded me why I'm in this profession. What I want to say is that what touched me a lot is the relationship among the multidisciplinary experts, and the value of being an expert for court proceedings. So, when you begin with the medical legal work, or when I began with the medical legal work, I thought, I should take sides. I should be on the side of the attorney, on the side of the client. And I'm not a defendant, I'm a plaintiff. So not understanding the actual role that I should play as an expert in court. So you put it clearly to indicate that as an expert, you are a role player, you are assisting the court, you are contributing to the court so that informed decision can be made. That is very powerful for me. And it also made me realize or want to change or adapt, amend my reports and look into how I make my conclusions. Conclusions should flow and they should be supported by facts, not opinion. That was very powerful for me. The course really has contributed enormously into my practice, and I think I am well knowledgeable now to be able to write reports, to be able to stand up in court and clarify what I would have written. I say thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Frida. All right, I see Eleanor. Eleanor, I don't know whether I got an assessment from you, but if you would like to say a few words, please go ahead.
Hi.
Hi, Eleanor, how are you?
Great. This course was amazing. I'm not an expert witness, but I know there's going to come a time where I'm going to be sitting as a mediator and have expert witnesses with me, being able to actually prevent something going to a huge financial court case. And the insights I received, and of course I love case law, so I read it copiously. So it was wonderful, and I will be doing the assessment.
Okay, fantastic. We'll put you on the directory, Eleanor. All right. And that is all that I have. I can't see on screen, but those are the people that have completed the assessment. We've all had a turn. There's just one person, and I'm going to wrap it up now. We've got 5 minutes left, but there is one person, and I said earlier that there was somebody got full marks. And I must tell you that looking back, I actually am not surprised, because I increasingly, over the course of the intermediate and then the advanced training, which was over what I suppose about 3 months, became aware of a phenomenal thirst for knowledge and a highly professional attitude towards the training material, and very much on the ball, highly enthusiastic. And I've said to her, really, that's cutting the numbers down somewhat. I said to her that I could tell, and it became increasingly apparent to me, that she had been, something had been inculcated in her, had been sort of bred into or taught into her, which was a very high standard when one looks at the attitude towards learning. And I, when I marked the assessments, as I say, a number of people, all of you did very well. A number of people came very, very close, but there's only one that got everything, in my view, perfect, and that was Pam Pillay. And so a huge congratulations to Pam Pillay. And really, she's actually been inspirational. Just before I let Pam talk, we also have selected a salutatorian, which is the person that came second. That was Dirk Pretorius, but really the person that the valedictorian for this group, and I think that's a very high honor, is Pam Pillay. So Pam, I hope you're there, and please will you say a few words. Pam, I see your name. I'm sure you're there. You must be there now.
Am I allowed to speak here?
Yeah, just speak here, and people, I'll turn the volume up, and I'm sure people will. Yes, Pam says that she is on the meeting. She's got her video and her audio available, but we can't hear her for some reason. So I've just called her on the phone, and she can just say a few words. So Pam, congratulations. You've done very well. And would you like to say a few words?
Yes, thanks. Perhaps there's a reason for me being invisible. So I'm Pam, and I am a gynecologist who's in full-time clinical practice. I appear to be the guinea pig in your experiment, as I have not yet begun with medical legal work. But that being said, dear Advocate Dutton, I would like to inform you that you have turned my PA overnight into a paralegal who has printed more judgments than mammogram reports of late. Truth. Only the creative are willing to immerse themselves into ink and pen. The page is for the writer who yields an underlying passion for words and is the truth seeker. You, sir, are such seeker. You have established a substrate for safe footing, created a knowledge hub for the medics and legals, and finally pulled us deeper into your legal world. You have accomplished the cerebral impossible. You have converted rogue thinkers into critical ones. The more steadfast the knowledge, the deeper the roots. The court awaits us, and we are ready. I know that this is a legal word, but I shall use it nonetheless. Under your pupillage, I look forward to the next statement of truth in your next course. Thank you for teaching me that time is gold and that experts are not above the law. Gratitude.
Oh, thank you so much, Pam. Very well spoken and wonderful words. And to all of you in the group, just my heartfelt thanks. You say I've inspired you. You have all inspired me. And we will take this project forward. And I look forward to many other interactions. And good luck with all of your practices. May they be rewarding in every way, including financially, but I think most importantly from the personal perspective, there's so much that goes into being an expert and a professional, and you really have all lived up to the mark. So congratulations to all of you. We will publicize the directory within the next day or two. If you haven't done the assessment, Eleanor or anybody else like that, please feel free to do the assessment. You can please get it to me by tomorrow. Che and I would like to finish that directory by tomorrow to get it out and then to publicize it widely so people are aware of it. So to all of you, thank you very much. And I will see you somewhere down the road. Goodbye. Bye-bye.